In today's video, we're going to discuss how I'm using Defiance's new ETF, SPYT, to live the FIRE lifestyle. FIRE stands for Financially Independent, Retire Early. We earn over $200,000 per year in dividends at this channel, and this helps us live financially free from a 9-to-5, and our performance of value shows that we're up 10.68%. So we're beating all of the indexes. The S&P is up 7.3, the Nasdaq's up 6.7, the Dow's up 2.8, the Russell's up 1.9. So we're beating all of the indexes, and I say this not to brag. I say this to prove to you that margin investing works, okay? I just take this margin debt here, this $240,000, all right? I take a fraction of my purchasing power. For every $1 you put in your account, you get $4 of purchasing power, and I just take a fraction of that, and my dividends pay this back in a year. So this is how I'm not only getting days gains of around $4,000, but I'm also getting this dividend amount per year. And again, this is all thanks to Margin, Cornerstone, and Defiance. And we're going to talk about Defiance's new ETF now. So again, we're living the FIRE lifestyle here at this channel, and so can you. If you want to live free from 9-to-5, email me for my e-guides. Okay, so SPYT, the first thing that I went to when I investigated SPYT was, of course, its maintenance, because that's the whole secret to living the FIRE lifestyle. And what do you know? It's 50%. Now, that always bothers me at E-Trade. I mean, all of these new funds by YieldMax, Defiance, they're always 50% maintenance, except for Microsoft. That's 30% maintenance, and that's why we have so much in Microsoft. And Microsoft's a large part of the indexes. It's 6.4% of the Dow. It's a much larger part of the Nasdaq, almost 10%. So I don't mind having money in Microsoft, a lot of money in Microsoft, because I try to replicate the indexes here. But for Defiance, these things are the indexes, and yet they're still 50% maintenance. So if you need help understanding maintenance, that's in my Volume 3 e-guide. Maintenance is the secret to living the FIRE lifestyle, because not only do you get $4 for every $1 you put in your account, but you get equity here that you can live on even when you're in debt. So this is how the rich live. Elon Musk bought Twitter on his margin debt, so you can live out of this debt. I've been doing it for years. I've been doing it for almost 10 years now. And you can live off this debt while earning dividends and spending out of your account, okay? So I have to be able to withdraw from my account and withstand 20% corrections in the market. And my available withdrawal is around 190. So if you take my account value and you say 10% of that plus my margin debt, so let's just call it 800,000. What's 10%? 80. What's 20%? 160. So I can withstand over 20% corrections and still have money to withdraw from. I can take my E-Trade credit card and swipe it and go wherever I want in this world, okay? And all of my bills are also automated to my E-Trade account, so everything is paid monthly automatically. My margin debt is paid automatically with my dividends, and my bills are paid automatically. And my dividends also act as qualifying income to banks for loans, and that's how I really live the FIRE lifestyle. So these dividends, not only do they help us obviously get ahead in our account, but they help us live free from a 9-to-5 because they qualify for loans. All right, trading gains do not do this. Bitcoin does not do this. So I'm interested in SPYT because it gives more dividends and it's tied to the indexes, which is the whole key at this channel. And as you know, my largest holding is Cornerstone. That is the index as well. Okay, it's a 4-star fund. It has a 21% dividend that it sets every year. It takes its dividend and it drips it down at the NAV for free money every month. So it takes a 21% dividend, and again, it drips it down at the NAV, so you get free money each month. And guess what? Cornerstone is only 30% maintenance. So not only is it indexed like Defiance, and it pays a similar dividend of around 20%, but it takes that dividend, drips it down at the NAV, and it has lower maintenance. The key with Cornerstone is you have to time this around its rights offerings, and that's in my Volume 4 e-guide. And again, if you need help understanding maintenance, that's in my Volume 3 e-guide. Okay, maintenance and equity and how to unlock the most out of your brokerage account. So I tie most of my money to Cornerstone because, again, it's 4-star. When you look at it on a chart and you see that it goes down, you have to factor back in dividends and drips and the RO because you have to play it around its rights offering. Many closed-end funds have rights offerings, and Cornerstone is no different. I welcome rights offerings because they tell you when to sell versus the S&P, which does not tell you when to sell. It's like a game of musical chairs with the S&P, but with Cornerstone funds, they tell you when to buy and they tell you when to sell. When you buy my e-guide, you also get free access to the Discord chat room for life, where we alert you of the Cornerstone rights offering announcements. So Yes, when you buy my e-guides, you get my phone number for free and you get Discord access for free. Okay, and this is all for life, and you can call me anytime you need me. Also, if you want to follow my portfolio, click the join button on my wall, or I'll link it in the description below. All right, most people buy my e-guides first. They call me when they have questions, and they consult Discord for who has the best brokerages, who has the special drip for Cornerstone, who has the best maintenance levels. They clarify with others on Discord some of their ideas, and then they follow my portfolio and stay on the journey. So that's what I'm doing with SPYT. I'm looking at the maintenance first, and the maintenance is significant for me. It's 50% maintenance. Now you can go to other brokers who have lower maintenance, but then they might not have the special drip for Cornerstone. So it's really imperative that you find low maintenance. And SPYT, let's just go to a brief description of what it does here. Okay, and just in case you're wondering, I mean, all I care about is the maintenance and the fact that it's tied to the S&P, and it's going to give us around a 20% dividend. So to me, that's like Cornerstone, but Cornerstone is 30% maintenance, and it gives you the growth because it gives you 20 to 30% premiums that it averages per year, Cornerstone. So you take those premiums and you pocket them when the rights offering occurs. So you get the 21% dividend, it drips down at the NAV, and then you also pocket those premiums. Okay, so you can make upwards of 40 to 50% in a given year in Cornerstone, whereas with Defiance, you can only really make what you earn from the dividends. So for me, that's a big trade-off. I mean, you get lower maintenance with Cornerstone and you get growth, and a lot of it's tax-free. It's return of capital. I heard Defiance is doing similar things, but I can't tell you for sure if I haven't filed taxes yet. So let's just go through the strategy overview together. They own shares of the S&P, and they engage in the selling of daily credit call spreads on the index. Each day, they sell credit call spreads on the S&P 500, and they prioritize options with near-term expiration, because a lot of things that Defiance does is with 0 days to expiration. And this entails selling call options at or near the money strike prices and buying call options above that strike price. Should the S&P 500 value rise above the upper strike price, SPYT stands to profit from further upside appreciation in the index's value. So it's saying here that you can get a little bit of both worlds. You can get dividends and some upside appreciation, which is a little bit different from JEPY, for example, which is mostly dividends, and it's looking like, hey, they're saying they're going to give you some income like JEPY does, but in return for a lower dividend, they're giving you some upside appreciation. So the jury is still out on all these Defiance and Yield Max funds, and we'll see how they trade in real time. For me, I'm going to watch them personally, see how they trade. If they're actually, making me some money, I'll let you guys know, and I'll add to them accordingly. I'll either add more to shares or take away from these Defiance positions as needed, and I'll update you with my findings along the way. And again, you can always follow my portfolio. So again, I'm just looking at the maintenance, and I just want to live financially free every day. And so for now, my available withdrawal is high. If I buy some SPYT, my available withdrawal is immediately going to fall by 50% because it is 50% maintenance. So I really need to be careful. I mean, do I just want 20% with some potential upside and go with SPYT when I could get Cornerstone for 30% maintenance? Now, if you can go find another broker that has lower maintenance for SPYT, maybe consider that. But again, you're missing out on the special drip that Cornerstone gives you. I don't think SPYT is going to be able to drip it down at the NAV like Cornerstone can, and they have rights offerings that you can benefit from. That's the real secret to closed-end funds, is you get rights offerings and you can really level up your account with those. But again, you have to play those properly, and that's in my Volume 4 e-guide. If you need help understanding maintenance, that's in my Volume 3 e-guide, and that's all that I'm concerned with when it comes to SPYT. Yes, I gave you a brief description of what it does, okay? Basically, in a nutshell, they sell call options at or near the money strike prices, and then they buy call options above that strike price. So they're going to give you some income and some capital appreciation, but at what cost? It's at 50% maintenance, whereas Cornerstone's is 30% maintenance. Okay, so if you want to live free from a 9 to 5, email me for my e-guides. When you buy my e-guides, you get free access to the Discord chat room for life and my phone number, so keep that in mind. Also, if you want to follow my portfolio, again, just click the join button on my wall, or I'll link that in the description below, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.